You know, it'll be bittersweet. You know, they welcomed me with open arms. You know, this year. You know, being this is my only year here, you know, I felt like I've been here for 4 years, 5 years, just by, you know, the fans and, you know, my teammates that have been here. They've been treating me like, you know, I'm just a senior like one of them.
Was this what you thought it would be, this final year, you know, coming to Nebraska following Scott here?
Oh, yeah, this is kind of exactly how I planned it out, you know, outside the football part, you know, just the relationships I have with them, you know, and the coaches, and then just developing the relationship with the players and kind of having that role as kind of the middleman guy and just, you know, helping the younger guys and some of the older guys that don't understand, just kind of helping. I've kind of, you know, accepted that role and, you know, I've embraced it. You know, that's kind of the best thing. I kind of had that going into it.
Yeah, I think you mentioned after the game that win kind of felt like you're back at UCF. Mm-hmm. What specifically about that game made it feel like that?
Just the way the way the whole game went. You know, when you have an offense that's scoring as fast and as easy as they were, you know, on defense, all you got to do is get the ball, you know, a few times and get some turnovers, and the game will get over. It'll start getting separated pretty quickly, and you know, that's kind of what we were doing at UCF. You know, once the offense started clicking, we kind of knew as a defense, you know, we get the ball back to those guys, we'll be up 21 points, and that'll change 21-28. That'll change how the other team has to play. You know, they're playing from behind a lot faster than they want to be. So, you know, that's just kind of where I got that, you know, it started feeling the same.
How much contact have you been in with kind of friends and buddies that are back in Orlando?
Oh, I talk to them all the time. You know, those guys are my brothers. You know, I grew up with them, you know, 18 years old to 21, 22 years old. You know, those are relationships, you know, I'll never forget. So, you know, I talk to them all the time. They talk a little trash here and there, but, you know, it's all love.
Mm-hmm. They have game day this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What
that's
what
crazy.
Do you think that means for that program? Because I know that they've been kind of wanting something like that.
You know, I think it's just, you know, they don't get the respect or recognition that, you know, that a lot of teams get. You know, that's an upcoming program, but you know, they've arrived. You know, they have a lot of talent down there, and I think people don't really realize it just because, you know, they might not play the marquee games or not be the marquee program that everybody else is. But, you know, those guys, they have talent oozing everywhere at every position. So, you know, I think that's just one of those things where, you know, having college game day come there and just kind of seeing how the campus is and just the lifestyle those guys live, I think is good for them in the program.
What do you think has kind of triggered this push in the takeaways? I mean, you have 11 in your last 3 games. Mm-hmm. What do you think has changed to create that?
It's one of the
I want to touch you, man. Very special.
It's one of those things where, you know, just guys are starting to understand it. You know, early in the year, you know, we weren't as ball aware. I think now that, you know, again, it goes hand in hand with the offense. We see that these guys are scoring so fast and so easy. You know, we're like, if we can get the ball back to them, you know, that's more points for them. So it's one of those things where once we start feeling like that, it is kind of a domino effect. Once one guy gets the ball out, everybody's like, okay, I want to get the ball out too. And I think that's where it's starting to come from.
What do you mean by ball aware?
Just kind of, you know, if you see a running back running with the ball kind of loose, you know, we work on it every day pre-practice. Kind of strips, tips, and overthrows. You know, Aaron Williams, he got to pick just off a tip, you know, that. And, yeah, it might have been a little easy one for him, but, you know, we work on that stuff all the time, you know, just judging the ball after somebody tips it, judging the ball. You know, if they're running with the ball loose, being able to punch the ball out. We work on it every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, being able to scoop it. You know, a lot of times we can strip the ball, but we might not get it, but we practice recovering that ball. So I think it just comes with the practice. And, you know, once it becomes second nature, you just kind of do it on the field.
Is that something you mentally take note of? You're watching a ball carrier, just the way that he has the ball maybe on one play that if you do get close to
it's
him?
one of those things where, you know, we kind of watch it on film. You know, some teams are more fumble prone than others, and sometimes it's just from, you know, a lack of being disciplined running the football. And I think, you know, this week we kind of noticed it. We just you got to pick your time to do it. You don't want to do it when they, you know, say they break a long run. You don't want to try to go for the ball because if you miss the tackle, it might be a touchdown. But, you know, when you get the chance to get your hand on the ball, we just want to get it out every time, just get it back to the offense.
Which impresses you more that you've done in your career, when you rip the ball out from a guy or when you take it through the air in an interception?
Me personally, I like ripping it just because, you know, that's just kind of a me against them thing. Sometimes the ball in the air, I can go steal that one. Some of those are kind of easy throughout my career, but you know, ripping it is just one of those things where I feel like it's a little bit more deflating. You know, you might get 20 yards on the run, but somebody comes up and knocks the ball out. You know, that's one of those things that deflates the team.
How confident are you guys coming into Michigan State just from the start of the season, how it went to now? I mean, how good does it feel to now you can compete against a team that was ranked for most of the season?
You know, we've always had that confidence. I think it was just one of those things where there was kind of a weight on our shoulders kind of getting the first win earlier. So once we got that first win, I think, you know, guys have just been, it's been easier to practice, easier to not stress about it. You know, so once we've been rolling recently, you know, the offense has been putting up a lot of points. You know, defense, we're not doing the best that we've been able to, but you know, we're more turnover aware. So you know, once we get the ball back to them, that's a confidence that we all start rubbing off on each other. And even special teams is starting to play better throughout the year. So once we start building that confidence, you know, we know that this is a good Michigan State team we're about to play, and they're going to bring it all. But we're just as confident to come in there and play them too.
Their quarterback, Lewerke, has more interceptions this year than touchdowns. What opportunities and what confidence do you have going into this week that you'll be able to repeat success?
You know, again, we just got to be, you know, ball aware. Whenever we have a chance to get the ball back to our offense, we got to take advantage of it. You know, he is a little turnover prone, but you know, there's been times where he's been really hot also. So you know, we got to, if he's kind of struggling, we got to take advantage of it. If he's hot, you know, we got to, if he makes a single mistake, we got to be able to take advantage of it. You know, we've been preaching in the DB room. You know, PBUs aren't enough anymore. You know, guys are getting PBUs, but we got to turn those into picks and then takeaways and be able to get the ball back to our offense. So that's kind of what we've been thinking.